It's honest. Beastie Boys, Brrrr, stick. Let's do it.
Well, Toby, you still want to be bionic?
You bet. I saw where you mopped up those guys. If I could do that, there wouldn't be a kid in town could make
Toby,
me.
listen to me. What you saw in there was a man being forced to go berserk because there are parts of his body he wasn't born with.
Here's the tone with the sensitive poem, transmitted with the voice like a ooze of foam. We be beaming these rounds to the satellite. The human beatbox for the people to like. I run the three-legged race in a potato sack to put a whole potato salad right down your back. I get mad respect at the old folks home. Your mama's grandpapa won't leave me alone.
Crank up the bass and redline again. You're like the tiny boom man spinning down the drain. Cause I'm a cyborg. Created the MC. We gonna change our name to the Disco 3.
Stick 'em, ha ha, stick 'em. 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 Upstate my firmware and I'm good to go. I like Danger Will Robinson, coming down the block and you're like, ooh, bionic eye with the. I got my gear on like the ear-ons, the human switchboard and interferons. We jam on it like nucleus. Some goes on the roll like a nucleus.
Two androids dream of electric sheep. Well, either way you're gonna sow, just watch it reap. Cause I'm a replicant, not a skin job. Yo, Hal, open up the fucking doors to the pod.
Stick 'em, ha ha, stick 'em. 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 Smooth like butter, pure like ghee. Let me spit up on the mic with the do re mi. My doors named Sam, not Fifi. I'm profiling a boulangerie. Romatron, Dorfin, Gallagher. I got the sexy dig dug calendar. Mix master scratching like he's got lice of crabs. Hey yo, that ain't nice.
Like one-eyed jacks and suicide kings. You want violence while I bring. My Uncle Freddy's making horseradish. To serve you on a platter like a filter fish.
Stick 'em, ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha, stick 'em.
Well, Toby, you still want to be bionic?
What do you think you're doing in here, you little
we can't hear you. Can't hear you, Wilk.
Sorry, growing up
There we go.
where I grew up and listening to punk rock, like skateboarding, like Beastie Boys in the 80s, even in the 90s when I was a kid, I didn't even really know what hip hop was, and I knew who Beastie Boys were, right? To me, they were punk rock. Like, to me, this was a punk rock group, but because they had lots of punk rock songs with drums and guitar and bass and punk rock tunes. And so I was introduced to Beastie Boys through their punk rock tunes. So in theory, I'd say Beastie Boys is probably some of the first hip hop I ever heard. And it reminds me of this one time when I got divorced. I bought a 1987 Chevy or 1977 Chevy Aristocrat Class C
Welcome to
RV,
Kentucky.
20-foot RV, and I drove across the fucking country in this RV. And my buddy's a pro snowboarder in Whistler. Well, now he's retired and he works for a weed company. That's besides the point. But he hooked me up with this guy named Party Mike. Party Mike has this house.
You're in Kentucky. There's no fucking
Al
point
Clark, Al Clark lives there. This snowboarder, Al Clark, he's an old school like 1980s, early 1990s Sims pro snowboarder, and he was roommates with Beastie Boys. All three of them, or two of them anyway. And my whole RV, my whole motorhome was converted into a recording studio. So wherever I stayed, I had generators and I could record music. If I was in the fucking middle of the bush in northern Manitoba, I could fucking record a tune. And me and Al Clark, that pro sim snowboarder who was a roommate with Beastie Boys, fucking made tunes and just spit bars together over beats. The entire night got shit faced. Party Mike was wasted on acid. He couldn't even talk. He was just making noises that didn't make any coherent sense, and it was like the greatest party of my entire life. Anyway, because I was reminded of that, Party Mike, this is in honor of Party Mike, one of the legends of the world I've ever met. Party Mike would want me to give this a 9. I'm going to give this a 9. Ignasio, what are you saying?
Wow. Unique
That was
had
a
to
lot.
jump in. Unique even jumped in. It was like, moral of this story.
Yeah. Moral of the story is don't be like Party Mike and do acid at the party. Party Mike.
I mean, I'll say I'm going to pull a page from Wilk's book today. This was a party tune. This was what it was meant to be, and it was. And now I'm going to use a little bit from Chuck, and they did it well.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and it's an 8. I mean,
It's an 8, solid 8. Chuck, what are you saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's in fairness, that's kind of Beastie Boys' whole thing, you know.
Right.
Never really take themselves too seriously, and really just try to make it fun. And it definitely was a bit on the kind of out there side. I'll give it the. I'm gonna say an 8 for kind of uniqueness. But not my favorite thing from them. But they did their thing.
there you go.
Yeah, I didn't think. Joe, what are you saying?
Man, Chuck, you were that close to giving it the respectable.
Yeah, he was.
I was close. I was close, but then I was like, you know what? Like I kind of found myself,
Then he thought he thought about Party Mike. He's like, Party Mike would want me to bump this up a notch, and he would. Always there the notch with Party Mike. I'll tell you what.
Unique is not a fan. Don't you slander my name with this? What he says.
What are you saying, Joe?
Well, halfway through the 10th grade, I moved from Kansas City to Midland Park, New Jersey. So I got the opportunity to listen to the Beastie Boys from the beginning throughout their entire career. You know what I mean? And Beastie Boys, they were always a vibe. You know what I mean? It's like you said, Chuck, man, you can't take them too seriously. You know what I mean? With their early stuff, they were,
it's not supposed to be serious.
Right. They were in it, for party tunes and to have a good time and all of that stuff. And
surfing.
It was.
They're the Beach Boys of hip hop.
Right. And I really dug that tune. It was a joint that I wasn't too familiar with, but my boy Morbid up in Brian Perone, his MC name is Morbid. Morbid said to look up Cookie Puss if you haven't heard Cookie Puss.
Cookie Puss. Cookie Puss.
Yeah.
I know Cookie Puss.
Yeah.
So Wilk, when you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up Cookie Puss by the Beastie Boys. You'll probably
Cookie Puss
enjoy
by
it.
the Beastie Boys. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it an 8.25.
Solid 8.25.
And I enjoyed it.
Unfortunately, 83% of the chat says no. Unfortunately.
Who
What's up?
the fuck are the Beastie Boys? The Beach Boys of hip hop?
Because
What?
Because they're
Wait,
feel
what?
good surfer music. They're feel good surfer music, and Beastie Boys were coming off of like 80s metal shit and 70s metal. Like we're talking Sepultura and Pantera, and they're competing with the charts with these guys.
Okay.
And they were the feel good. Let's have some fun surfing USA. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't go that
Intergalactic, planetary, planetary, intergalactic Beach Boys.
That was their later stuff. The Intergalactic was their later stuff.
Fucking Beach Boys. It's endearing.
I get the connection that you're making.
Right.
But I'm gonna say no.
Right.
But I get the connection you're
Maybe I'm
making.
reaching.
though.
Maybe I'm reaching.
Right.
Maybe I'm reaching.
I understand your
reach
point.
around.
You had
But,
one of fucking, you had one of those fucking claw grabber things, and you were reaching. That's what the fuck you were doing.
Why are you talking about my 17-foot claw grabber?
That's it right there, buddy.
Ah, the 17-foot claw grabber routine. You know what? No one wants that on the playlist, unfortunately.
Well, it's going on my playlist.
Yeah, me too, dude. I love it. We got 2 more tracks, everybody. Next